Hello everyone, today we are going to solve a problem of coin change 2. So in this problem we have given a particular amount and we have given an integer array coin representing different denominations of an amount. So we have to find the maximum number of ways in which we can pay the particular amount by using these kind of coin, and we can assume that we have infinity number of these coin. Suppose how many ways we have to pay a particular amount? 5. So we have basically 4 ways how we can use the 5 coin to pay direct the 5 amount. So there is first way, and another way is we have to pay 2 coin of 2 because we have infinity number of coin of all 3 coin. So we can use 2 coin of 2 and then 1 of this, and similarly like we have to use 2 there and 3 number of 1 coin. So in total we have to find the 4 number of ways in which we can pay the 5 amount. This is basically a dynamic programming question. So first of all we can try to solve this question by recursively, then we have to find the where there is overlapping, and then at the end we will do dynamic programming. So let's see the problem. So basically we have given this particular amount and we have to pay this amount by using these coin. Okay, so we try to do this problem by recursively. So if we say we have 5 amount, so how many way we can pay this? If we pay the 1 rupees, so how many amount we left? We left 4 amount. And if we pay 2 coin, how much we left? We left with 3. And if we pay 5, how much we left? We left 0. Similarly, if here we pay 1, how many we left? We left basically 3. And if we pay 2 here, so how much we left? We left basically 2 here. Okay, and if we basically pay 5, we cannot pay 5 because if we pay 5 it's go in -1. So we cannot pay number, we cannot pay amount in a minus amount, so we can't pay -5 here. Okay, so if we again come here, if we pay 1 amount, so we left with 2 there, and if we pay 2 here, so we left with basically 1, and we cannot pay amount 5 here. And directly if we pay 1 here, we left with 1 amount, and if we pay 2, we directly left with 0 amount. And at the end we only left the option with only to pay the 1 amount, because to pay the 1 amount we only use the 1 coin. So if we pay the 1, we left with 0. Okay, similarly we have also here left with 0. Similarly we also solve this code also. Okay, so whenever we get the 0, it means we get the method of paying the amount at once. Okay, so it is basically a one way to pay. So it is another way. So we have going 1 plus 1 basically 2 from here. Okay, and 1 from here. So to pay the 3 amount we have 3 option. Okay, similarly we have get some amount, some method from here, so we will get, obviously we will get 2 from here because we already solved this problem, and this is our overlapping. Basically this is our overlapping, like we already solved this problem and again we are solving the same kind of problem here. Okay, so this is to avoid this overlapping, we will use memorization. Okay, and then we will go for dynamic programming. But I hope you understand how recursion will work. Basically whenever you get the 0, you will directly return 1. Why 1? Because you get the 1 way to pay a particular amount. Like here you get the 1 way to particular amount, and that amount is 111. You can use the 5 times 1, and if you use here, that means you pay one amount here, 1 amount here, 1 coin is here, and then directly you pay 2. So it is another way. And what is the another way? You pay 1 amount here, then 2 here, and then you do the same thing which you do here. Okay, so you don't need to solve this problem again and again. So we can directly say there is overlapping recursion, and whenever there is overlapping recursion, we can say we would solve this problem by dynamic programming. But to solve this problem by dynamic programming, we have two approaches. first approach we can use 2D array whose space complexity would be amount into n. And what would be n? N basically the number of coin we have. It is space complexity. But if we use 1D array, the space complexity would only be amount. Okay, but how 1D array would work? Let's see. Now we are going to solve this problem by dynamic programming. So first of all, we can make the array, and the size of array would be amount plus 1 basically. So if we got the amount is equal to 5, so we can make the array amount plus 5. 0 1 2 3 4. Yeah, so you make this array, and we have, and the coin we have given is 1 2 and 5. What actually this box would represent? This box represent basically you have to pay 0 amount, and in this particular box you have to store how many ways there are to pay 0 amount. And similar like here, how many ways you have to pay 3 amount by using these coin, you will store the data here. So by default, by the what would be our base case? Base case is whenever we get the 0, we say it would be 1, because we find the one way. So by default we can say there is one way to pay the 0 amount, that is 1. Okay, so it is our basically base case. In every case this is our base case. So what you can do, you can just iterate the whole amount, whole coin basically, whole coin array to this array. So if you iterate this particular number, if you iterate this particular coin, if you pay 1 coin to that coin, how much you left? You want to pay 1 amount and you have 1 coin, so how much you left? You left basically 0. 1 minus 1 0. Okay, and how many ways there are to pay 0? There is 1 way. So there obviously is 1 way to pay 1 amount, this is 1. And what is the way? You can directly give the 1 coin. Okay, and the same coin you use here at the 2. So basically if you pay the 2 rupees, how many amount you left? You left with 1. And how many ways there are to pay the 1? There is only 1 way. So there obviously is 1 way to pay the 2 amount. And what is the way? You can pay the 2 coin of 1 rupees. And you basically iterate currently this element, and basically if you have to pay 3 amount using the coin 1, so how many amount you must left? You left with 2 amount. And how many ways to pay the 2 amount? There is only 1 way to pay the amount 2 using the 1 coin. So basically we can say there is only 1 way to pay the 3. And what is the way? We can use 3 coin. Similarly we have 1 here, 1 here. Okay, and again we iterate from this coin. If we use 2 coin to pay the 1 amount, we get the number minus, and we don't want to pay amount in a minus number. Okay, so that is not possible. So it will start from here. How much amount of, basically 2 amount is here, and we use a 2 coin. So if we pay 2 amount using the 2 coin, how many amount we left? We left 0. So, and how many ways to pay the 0? Basically 1 way. So we already have 1 way, and we found the another way. So the answer will be 1 plus 1, that is 2. The 1 way is there, and second way is to pay directly 2 rupees. Similarly we have here, how many, if we pay the 3 amount using 2, we left with 1 rupees, 1 amount. And to pay the 1 amount we have only the 1 approach to pay, so obviously we get 2 here. And the ways is 1 and 2, using the 1 and 2. First approach is this, second approach is this. Okay, and if we have to pay the 4 amount using the 2 coin, how many amount we left? We left with 2. And how many ways to pay the 2 amount? We have 2 ways, and obviously we have 1 ways to pay the 4 amount. So 2 plus 1 basically here would be 3. Okay, and similarly we have 5. if we pay the 5 amount using 2 coin, how many amount we left? We left with 3. And how many ways to pay the 3? We have 2. So 2 plus 1, basically 3 would be here. Now we only left 5 coin to iterate, so we cannot pay 5 here because it gets minus number, and we cannot pay here also, and here also. If we pay the 5 amount using 5, so we only left with one ways. We only left with 0 amount, and to pay 0 amount we only have the one ways. So basically we left with 3 plus 1, basically that is 4, and our answer would be here. So basically our final answer would be at the last of the array, and we can, the time complexity would be n into m. What is basically n? And basically we can say the length of the coin array, and m basically the amount, or we can say size of amount array. So how the code basically look like? Suppose we have make an array. Suppose this is our array, and the size of this array, basically we can say amount plus 5, amount plus 1, basically. So what we do in the code, we can run a for loop, like we use the for loop over the whole array, like for int I is equal to 0, like we have different coin of 1, 2 and 5. So we starting from this index is less than basically coin dot length, and we can increment this, and basically we make the array of size this, zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and by default you have to give the 1 here. It is our basically a base case. So what you have done, you basically make another loop for int j is equal to 0, j is less than, we can say array dot length, and j plus plus. So we are starting j from basically here, so we can say j is equal to 1. Okay, at this point we will start, and if basically we see the condition, if our, let's say it is in coin array, if basically coin I minus j greater than equal to 0, that means we cannot get any number in minus. Okay, so what we do, we basically do arrj equal to arrj plus the value basically we get from the here, like arr how much amount we pay, so it is coin I minus j. So this is code like this. I hope you understand the code, and at the end you basically return the last element of the array, and this would be your answer.